Hold on tight, folks, because this might be the most jaw-dropping confession hip-hop has seen in a minute. Everything you thought you knew about Remy Ma and Papoose? Toss it out the window. The ride-or-die love story, the loyalty, the image of unbreakable trust. 50 Cent just blew it all up. In a bombshell interview, he didn't dance around it. No cryptic bars, no sly innuendos. He said it plain. Yeah, me and Remy had a little something back in '06. And just like that, the decade-long tension between him and Papoose suddenly makes a whole lot more sense. Wait, run that back? Yep, you heard it right. According to Curtis 50 Cent Jackson himself, while Remy Ma was climbing the charts and building her rap legacy, she was allegedly sneaking around with him, linking up in hotel rooms and recording tracks that never saw the light of day. Then, out of nowhere, she ghosted him. Why? 50 says it was because of Papoose. And while he's stayed silent for almost 20 years, he's done biting his tongue, especially now that Remy and Pap's picture-perfect relationship is starting to crack in front of the world. If the cheating rumors didn't break them, this bombshell might be the final blow. Let's rewind to 2006, a golden era of mixtapes, G-Unit tank tops, flip phones, and rap beefs that didn't need hashtags to make headlines. Remy Ma was on the rise, proving she wasn't just another voice in the game, she was a lyrical powerhouse, holding her own in a male-dominated industry. At the same time, 50 Cent was untouchable. G-Unit was everywhere, selling out arenas, stacking platinum plaques, dropping diss tracks like clockwork, and cashing in on everything from albums to vitamin water. They were both at the top of their game, until their paths allegedly crossed in a way no one saw coming. But behind the flashing lights and billboard plaques, there was something else brewing, something no one saw coming. Word is, Remy and 50 weren't just sharing studio space and label connections, they were allegedly sharing something a lot more personal. Fast forward nearly 2 decades, and with Remy and Papoose's power couple image starting to crumble, 50's not just hinting anymore, he's tossing gasoline on the fire. Whether he's telling the truth, trolling for attention, or just playing the timing like a pro, one thing's undeniable. The streets are definitely talking. Now, almost 2 decades later, 50 Cent is finally breaking his silence, grinning like he's been waiting for this moment and apparently holding onto a few receipts. In a viral clip making rounds fast, he was hit with a straightforward question. Why don't you and Papoose mess with each other? His reply? Calm, cold, and cutting. He never liked me, and I get it. I was there first. Boom. That one line cracked the internet wide open. Blogs lit up, gossip pages went into overdrive, and the culture hit pause to soak it all in. According to 50, he and Remy shared a brief but very real connection from late 2005 through mid-2006. This was the same time Remy was grinding hard on her debut album, juggling her Terror Squad loyalties while carving out her solo career. Multiple sources, like a former G-Unit assistant and a DJ who claims to have witnessed it firsthand, say Remy was frequently spotted slipping into 50's private studio well past midnight, only to leave hours later, looking like she just laid down some truth. And maybe a few secrets. One insider summed it up perfectly. They never posted about it, never held hands in public, but you could feel the energy. Remy wasn't just showing up for verses, she was showing up for Curtis. Then came the hotel whispers. An anonymous Manhattan concierge spilled that Remy Ma frequently checked into the W Hotel under a fake name. The kicker? Curtis Jackson already had a suite there. Same floor, same room, arriving like clockwork. Now, let's be clear. This wasn't some Hollywood romance with candlelit dinners or secret love letters. But what is clear? This was about more than just music. And if 50's story holds water, it's no surprise Papoose never quite trusted him again. This was personal, and Papoose knew it. Back in the early 2000s, Remy and Pap were still in the talking phase. A few public appearances, some playful interviews, but nothing official. Still, those close to Papoose say he had his sights set, ready to lock it down. But he was also painfully aware of the elephant in the room. And that elephant? He wore a bulletproof vest and sold 10 million records. That's where the tension allegedly began. Papoose has always kept it classy. No wild beefs, no public shots fired. But when it came to 50 Cent, silence. No praise, no insults, not even a mention. Even as 50 ruled the charts and airwaves, Papoose stayed quiet. Now, The reason for that quiet might finally be coming to light, but 50 didn't stop there. In the same clip, he dropped this bombshell. People don't like to admit they came. Second, especially not to me. Talk about audacity. The internet exploded. Reddit threads blew up with nostalgia and conspiracy theories. Old backstage pics of Remy and 50 resurfaced like hidden treasures. TikTok detectives went full Sherlock, replaying interviews where Remy smirked and casually said, "I don't kiss and tell, I knock and bounce." Suddenly, that line hits way differently, especially with where Remy and Papoose stand now, or rather, where they're falling apart. Their marriage has been cracking in the spotlight for months. Between the Clarissa Shields rumors, the Teseke scandal, and Papoose's cryptic, mood-heavy posts on social media, fans have watched their forever love unravel live. Just when some thought the drama might cool off, 50 Cent strolls in with a grin and drops, "Oh, by the way, I dated her before y'all even had matching tattoos." The timing? Pure chaos. The shade? Surgical precision. And the internet's buzzing because of it. The wildest twist? A former G-Unit producer who goes by Tape Decany spilled that there's still an unreleased track featuring Remy and 50 from early 2006. This wasn't your typical diss or love song. It was raw, unfiltered confessions laid bare over a beat. He said, "Real talk. I remember listening and wondering, are they actually together?" The label nixed the release, too hot to handle. When asked why that track never saw the light of day, Tape Decany laid it out. Once Papoose stepped up in Remy's life, especially during her legal battles, everything between her and 50 abruptly ended. No more secret studio sessions, no more late-night hotel meetups. Silence. Both stayed mum for nearly 20 years. But with Remy's image now under intense scrutiny, this revelation feels less like mere gossip and more like a calculated move. The question on everyone's mind. Why drop this story now, right as the marriage starts to crumble? Let's pick up right where we left off. 50 Cent, the man who stayed silent for 18 years, now grinning like he just dropped the biggest bombshell in hip-hop history. The moment he said, "I was there before him," the culture exploded. Within minutes, clips of the interview were everywhere. Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, anywhere drama goes viral in a heartbeat. Hashtags lit up timelines. Remy 50 Cent, bars before Papoose, 2006 truth bomb. And the reactions? Completely wild. One fan tweeted, "So Papoose was writing those jail letters while Remy was sneaking into G-Unit studios?" Another said, "That's why 50 never threw shade at Remy, because he knew all along." The streets were shook, and the story was far from over. The comments didn't just go wild, they went full detective mode. Overnight, fans turned into digital sleuths, digging up receipts, piecing together old appearances, and scouring ancient interviews like unpaid FBI interns. One clip that blew up again? A throwback episode of 106 in Park where 50 and Remy showed up just days apart. When Remy was asked if she was seeing anyone, she chuckled and said, "Some things ain't for the cameras. Let's just say I stay busy." Back then, it was a slick comeback. Now, that line hits with a whole new meaning. And then all eyes shifted to Papoose. Everyone was waiting for a tweet, a cryptic Instagram story, or some pointed comment about loyalty or karma. But what did he do? Nothing. Absolute silence. Yet, for those who know Pap, that silence spoke louder than any diss track ever could. He's never been the loudest voice in the room. He moves quietly, but always with intent. According to an insider close to his circle, this came as no surprise. He's known the truth for years. And that's why the atmosphere hasn't just been tense, it's been downright toxic. This isn't just some side rumor, it flips the entire narrative of Remy and Papoose's relationship on its head. We're talking about a man who stood by her through a 7-year prison sentence, married her behind bars, raised her child, and helped rebuild her career when most of the industry had already moved on. Yet now, fans are wondering, did he ever feel like he was the second choice all along? And let's not forget, when Remy was released in 2014, one of the first major announcements she teased was a joint project with Papoose. But sharp-eyed fans caught something curious. She was still seen hanging around some of her old G-Unit producers. Back then, it was dismissed as business as usual. Now, people are revisiting those moments with a whole new perspective. Just when the internet thought things couldn't get any messier, boom. That rumored unreleased track? Turns out it's real. Late last night, an anonymous SoundCloud account dropped a 90-second snippet titled "The Booth Ain't Safe." The track features a female voice that sounds a lot like Remy, flowing over a raw, vintage G-Unit style beat. Late nights, fast flights, secrets in the booth. One call, no names, but you know the truth. That line had everyone stopping mid-scroll. Then the male voice kicks in. "I ain't gotta claim it. I was just there first. You held the crown later. I helped her rehearse." That energy is undeniable. Although no official confirmation has come forward about the song's legitimacy, fans are convinced it's real. The style, voices, and timing all point back to those secret 2006 studio sessions now being analyzed like a crime scene. Even DJ Envy weighed in on The Breakfast Club, calling it one of the wildest throwback scandals hip-hop has seen, adding that 50 Cent just threw fuel on an already fiery marriage. But beyond Remy Ma's past, this is really about 50 Cent's impeccable timing. Why choose now, after nearly 20 years, to finally speak out? The reason is clear. Remy and Papoose's relationship is already falling apart in front of everyone. There are cheating rumors, emotional live streams, the Clarissa Shields controversy, and the techie leaks. It's more than just drama, it's a perfect storm. And 50 Cent? He's a pro at sensing trouble before it blows up. This is classic Curtis Jackson. Waiting for the cracks to show, watching the rumors spread, then casually dropping a bombshell like it's no big deal. Let's be real, nobody does strategic revenge like 50 Cent. This isn't just beef, it's a calculated collapse. Remember how he dismantled Ja Rule and Rick Ross? Now rumors say Remy once blocked a G-Unit collab with Papoose. If true, 50's confession isn't petty, it's payback. Fans are split. Some think 50 should have stayed quiet. Others say he exposed a hidden truth that changes everything. One blogger put it best: "It's not the cheating that hurts, it's that we believed in them." With calls for interviews. And documentaries growing, the drama's just heating up. What happens next? The real fallout hit after 50 Cent's interview and the leaked 2006 track snippet. Remy's once loyal fanbase fractured. One viral post said, "Papoose was never her. Number 1, just the man who stayed when the music stopped." Another called 50's timing Game of Thrones level villainy. Remy's team stayed silent. No denials, just quiet. Then Papoose broke the silence, not with words, but a freestyle. His track First to Know was a raw confession. "You was his before me. I ain't mad, but don't expect a king to bow when truth don't match." The internet exploded. Pap was now the heartbroken king, flipping the narrative and gaining major support. Now, 50 Cent watches the empire he cracked fall apart, fueled by memes and controversy. Industry vets like Fat Joe criticize the timing, while Remy's team scrambles, with cancellations and damage control. On Gossip Spill TV, fans debate endlessly. Did Remy truly love Pap? Was 50 petty or protective? The biggest shock: this scandal came straight from 50 himself. Was Pap just the rebound who stayed?